So, Your Excellency, first of all, very heartily welcome on behalf of HIT TV and also the entire diaspora community in Netherlands to our beautiful little country.
Thank you. I'm delighted to be in Netherlands.
Thank you, thank you. So, yesterday was the presentation of your credentials to the King of the Netherlands, and I saw the ceremony was beautiful. How did you experience it?
Oh, it was very, very nice. I think it was very regal because there was a horse carriage which was sent all the way to the embassy to pick my wife and me up, as well as 4 of our colleagues, and then they drove through the city of Hague up to the palace of the king. I was received at the king with a guard of honor, and then I was taken in and I had a meeting with the king. The king himself was wonderful. He was so full of warmth and friendship. The king, from the time he has been a little boy, has been traveling to India. His father, Prince Claus, was a great believer in India. He was very fond of India. And his biographer says that he not only found India's past fascinating, but he had a firm belief in India's future. So the king has a very emotional, strong attachment to India. And I, of course, told him that I hope you will keep up the tradition of your father and visit India as often as possible.
I'm sure he will, because I saw also downstairs the beautiful photo coverage of the visit of his mom to India. Also, then he was the prince, but he also came along with his wife, Maxima.
No, I didn't meet Queen Maxima yesterday. Normally, when the credential ceremony happens, the Queen is not present, but I'm hoping that I will have an early opportunity to meet her and to also exchange views. Queen Maxima has an additional role to being the Queen of Netherlands, which is that she is UN Secretary General's special advocate for financial inclusion and development. The financial inclusion program in India is one of the largest programs happening anywhere in the world. It is one of the most successful programs. One of the major initiatives of our Prime Minister Narendra Modi was to launch something called Jan Dhan Yojana, under which he wanted every Indian to have bank accounts. And over 280 million people have already been enrolled in that program. So Queen Maxima has great interest in all that is happening in India in the field of financial inclusion.
Okay, so the two of you have a lot of talking to do when you meet her.
Indeed.
So, Your Excellency, I was checking your Twitter account before I came here, and I saw this heartwarming photo of you with the Prime Minister in India, with the caption, "You seeking blessings and also guidance before your adventure here in Holland." So, I'm just curious to know, what was his most important advice to you before you came here?
Well, his most important advice was, Netherlands is very important. Let's take India-Netherlands relations to new heights.
Oh, wow. Beautiful, beautiful. And that's also what you're going to do, because I read you want to strengthen the bilateral cooperation in different fields. So what is your plan for that?
Well, I was about to add that one additional thing the Prime Minister said was also that I hope to see you sometime in Netherlands soon. So I think that itself will be one of the most exciting things possible. We have, in fact, almost immediately next week, first we have the International Yoga Day, which we in the embassy and the city hall of and the city government of The Hague are marking together on this coming Sunday, the 18th, in the atrium of the City Hall. But after that, we have the West Bengal Chief Minister visiting Netherlands along with a big delegation of businessmen and journalists. And then we have a number of other visits. The Minister for Food Processing, Praneeth Kaur, has expressed interest in coming to Netherlands at some point of time. In November, there's going to be a major food fair which India is organizing in New Delhi for the first time, and Netherlands, as one of the leading agro-export countries of the world, is a sort of mandatory participant. We hope we can attract a large number of Dutch companies to come and participate in that fair. And of course, we hope we will have our Prime Minister also visit Netherlands sometime this year.
That would be lovely.
Thank you.
So, okay, like in Holland, India is mostly known for like its cuisine or Bollywood, but there's so much more to this incredible country. So, how do you want to communicate this to the broad public in Holland?
Well, I would say that for the people of Netherlands, they must visit India. They must learn about India. They must know about India. There are few countries in the world like India. Every region has its own culture. It speaks its own language, has its own cuisine. We have the Himalayan mountains, we have the oceans, we have the desert, we have forests, we have unimaginable biodiversity, we have rich agriculture, we have very friendly, warm, hospitable people. You would know that the sort of the motto given to us by our ancestors is Atiti Devo Bhava, that you treat your guests as though they are gods. And the people of India are waiting to welcome the people of Netherlands to the country. But let me also add that, and this is something I discussed with the King yesterday, there are few countries like in the place of India, where under a democratic system of government, protecting all human rights, protecting the rule of law, with an independent judiciary, free press, active civil society, which is trying to take 1.25 billion people into rapid economic growth. India is today one of the fastest growing economies in the world, and we are very proud of what we have been able to achieve in the last 70 years of our independence. But at the same time, we also realize we have a long way to go, and therefore we are engaged in extensive efforts in every sector of the economy and involving every stakeholder, whether it be business and industry, whether it be farmers, whether it be agricultural workers, whether it be students, whether it be intellectuals, whether it be trade unions and workers, everybody together, we are trying to bring them into a national endeavor to make our country grow, to improve the quality of life of our people, and to give all of them new opportunities using the latest of technology, the latest of management practices. So to see Indian democracy at work, to see Indian economy growing, to see the Indian people managing their own lives and improving their own lives is itself a fascinating task, which I'm sure the people of Netherlands would love to come and watch.
Yeah, I can imagine, definitely. But Your Excellency, I believe this is your first time you're in Holland. Is that correct?
I have visited here once before as a tourist, but this is the first time I have come here to live.
Yes. So what I'm really curious about, because you have traveled around the globe, and now what is it that really strikes you, maybe in your function as an ambassador, but maybe also as a person, about the Dutch people and Holland as a country?
Well, I think Holland is a fascinating country. It might be a small country with 17 million people as its population, probably less than the population of New Delhi, but it packs a powerful punch when it comes to economics and business. It has created companies which are world leaders. In India, companies like Philips, companies like Shell, companies like Unilever are brand names. The Unilever people say with pride that there would be no Indian family which does not use at least 3 or 4 Unilever products every day. And Netherlands, despite being a small country, is the second largest exporter of agricultural products after the giant United States. So India is a country where we have large production of fruits and vegetables, but almost 40% goes waste because we do not have cold chain facilities. We are unable to make all the linkages from the farm to the fork. So this is an area where Netherlands can help us a lot. And similarly, the very word Netherlands signifies water. And the people of Netherlands, the country of Netherlands has always, for centuries, been fighting battles with water and winning those battles. Across the world, water is one of the biggest issues, one of the biggest challenges, including in India. We need good drinking water, we need to prevent coastal erosion, we need to prevent flooding or to manage flooding, we need water for our agriculture, we need to prevent pollution of water, we need to be able to recycle water. In all these aspects involving water, Netherlands' extraordinary achievements. We in India would like to learn from them, and we would like to create win-win partnerships whereby India will benefit and Netherlands will benefit.
A lot of opportunities, I see. I'm arriving at my final question. I was wondering, the embassy is in the perception of most people, it's the embassy in the Netherlands is for scholars or diplomats. How are you planning to make it more accessible for like the broad public and especially the Indian diaspora community, like for example the Surinamese Hindustani people here who are really interested but maybe don't know much about the embassy?
Thank you so much for this question. Let me say that the Indian Embassy is the friend of every person of Indian origin abroad, including the Hindustanis. And it is a friend not only of every person of Indian origin, even of the Dutch people, I would say. We do not want to be a distant institution frequented only by a few people. We would like to reach out to people. We would like to meet people. We would like to know what they think. We would like to invite them to India. We would like to engage with them and understand what their problems are, what their challenges are, and to help them in whatever way we can. Now, as an institution, we are located in The Hague. We are a few people. We are not a large institution. We have limited resources. But within these resources, we will do everything possible to reach out to whoever is interested in us, particularly the Hindustani community. So I welcome all my friends in the Hindustani community to meet me, to interact with me, to come to the embassy. And I promise that whenever there are events involving the Hindustani communities, whether it be the young, whether it be involving the media, whether it be cultural, whether it be religious, whether it be social, I'm happy to be part of as many events as I can so that I come there and I meet you rather than you having to come here. And I also will send my officers and my staff to come and participate in these events as much as we can.
Well, that sounds like a great plan and invitation. Thank you very much.
Most welcome. And once again, I would add that the forthcoming International Yoga Day is a wonderful opportunity for all of us to meet and to get to know each other. So I welcome all your viewers to come and participate in the International Yoga Day this year. And in case you cannot make it this year, please visit. We have a cultural center of the Indian Embassy here in The Hague. Please feel free to visit that cultural center. There are free yoga classes. There are free Hindi classes. There is a library. We have cultural events. We have talks from time to time. Please come and take active part in this cultural center, which actually belongs to you and it is for you.
Thank you. It sounds wonderful. Thank you for this interview.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed talking to you.